The simplest method for improving any sort of status you have in life, whether it be wealth, whether it be your social status, whether it be your respect that you get in the family, the three things that you need to nail are improving your communication, improving your discipline, and having a philosophy of investment. My name's Tarab. I make videos about emotional intelligence every day. This one will tell you how to improve your life situation. I don't care where you are in life. I don't care what country, what origin, wherever you are in life. If you want to improve, these are the three main things you have to do. You might be thinking to yourself, well, what the hell, man? There must be more. And the reality is everything else falls in this category, under these umbrella terms. Communication, by far, is the most important thing that you can do in order to get yourself opportunities, in order to get yourself connected to the right people, aka opportunities, and also in order to elevate what your beliefs are and what you believe you should be getting in life. So for instance, if we know what we want, if we know exactly what we want, and we know who we're talking to that has that thing we want, and we know how to articulate the thing that we want in a way that that person understands it, vibes with it, and agrees with us, we will get what we want. On the other hand, in terms of giving, sometimes there's 5 love languages, right? There's things that each of us require in order to feel like we're being cared for, being taken seriously, being paid attention to. If we know what this is in each of the people that we want to give to, even if their communication isn't at a level where they're able to communicate this well to us, if our comprehension of individuals, if that individual is good enough, then in our communication is good enough, we have the ability to ask the right questions to actually get to the conclusion that will be the most effective giving mechanism for those individuals. And this is actually a super life hack, in my opinion, because there's been a lot of conversations that I've had over the last years of my life where it really just comes down to, am I asking the right questions in order to get to the foundation of this person's beliefs, in order to serve my friends best, in order to serve my partners best, in order to serve my family best, people I care for. Really, most of the time, we cannot expect that everyone has a communication that is up to our level, if not better, especially if we're constantly trying to improve it. And the crux of it is also, communication really also just starts in our own head. How we communicate with ourselves, how we like to spend time with ourselves, how we convince ourselves logically how to progress in life. All of this is going to be a training ground in our own head, first and foremost. If we don't understand ourselves, our communication is going to be shot to begin with. But there's a myriad of different videos on my channels that you can check out for understanding yourself and understanding what you want to do in life. The next thing is our discipline. And this is something that I've been working on for the last 8 to 9 months straight. Oh my goodness, it's coming on a year soon. I've changed a lot, honestly, drastically changed, and it's come down to discipline. I read the book. Actually, the first thing that I said is I'm going to start reading books. That was my first form of discipline, because I knew that from all of the awesome advice that I was getting online, all of the amazing people that are making actual strides in the world, they got a lot of their information, a lot of their wisdom from books. And it makes perfect sense, because a lot of really wise people over the course of human history have put down their knowledge into concise book form for us to read, digest, and then hopefully put into our own philosophy of life. So the first form of discipline that I had was reading books. I said to myself, I'm going to read every day. The way that I kept myself accountable is I started a book club. I had a couple of people that also wanted to read some books. We came across a book that we liked, and we started switching off. I said, okay, I'm going to choose the first one, you'll choose the next one you can choose. And then we went around, had a bi-weekly meeting, a week and a half, about an hour, 9 p.m. on Wednesdays, and we would talk about the book, and we would see how to actualize that knowledge into our lives. Came across the book Atomic Habits at that point. Atomic Habits, if you want to fix your discipline in any field, in any capacity in your life, and you haven't read this book, I would strongly recommend it. Atomic Habits by James Clear will make it perfectly clear how to get discipline in place. Essentially, the foundation of it is, how can we improve on something if we don't habitually do it. I'm just going to stop there because I have entire videos on, multiple videos actually, on how to discipline yourself. But really, the reality is discipline matters more than inspiration. Discipline matters more than an achievement motivation. It matters more than the concept of spirituality. It matters more than the concept of peace, because it transcends all these things, in my opinion. Discipline is the thing that will give you incredible self-worth. It will increase your respect, how much you're respected by the people around you. It will, like, for instance, imagine you just see someone that works out and you see someone that doesn't work out. The person that works out probably has some form of discipline in their life, otherwise they wouldn't look like they've worked out. That's the bare minimum of it. There's a lot of character stuff that has to do with discipline too, that really just shows in deeper ways as we begin to analyze human beings and ourselves more. So discipline is the second thing. Gotta nail that, gotta keep improving that in life. Without it, we will never be able to break out of any sort of static situation that we're in, if that's something we want. The last thing is the philosophy of investment. So a lot of us play video games. Many of us put on makeup. I don't put any makeup, but I assume a lot of girls do. A lot of people in general do. But the idea is to consistently do this thing, right? Maybe makeup and video games isn't much of an investment mentality, but basically it goes into the opposite in a sense. We kind of have this immediate, okay, we need to do this for this day, we need to do this for this moment, and that's it. But imagine if we played video games, for instance, for the sake of networking with other people, for the sake of learning about humanity, for the sake of growing our network for wealth purposes, for opportunity purposes. Imagine if we put on makeup for looking better or dressing the way that we are assumed to dress, hopefully in a social situation, to get the most out of our networking experience, to look the prettiest, to both these things. Again, as you can see, I'm having difficulties making these particular acts into investment strategies, because the reality is that they're not created. Their initial motivation is not an investment strategy, right? It's an instantaneous benefit. And if we can break out of that, if we can break out of the way that we spend our time, if we can break out of the way that we decide to choose our hobbies, decide to invest in our education, right? If we decide to start thinking about life as not, okay, I'm going to go to grad school to get this degree and period, I'm done, or I am going to buy this car, I'm done. As soon as I get this car, I'm done. As soon as I get this house, I'm done. As soon as it could be literally anything. If the end goal is achieving that one thing, we've missed the point. And the reason I'm saying this is because if the end goal is, for instance, to get that car, you can fall short of getting that car. If the end goal is to get that house, you can fall short of getting that house. But if the end goal is to become wealthy enough to be able to afford a house comfortably, then you will be guaranteed almost to get that house. So the idea is to invest in yourself to the point where all of your decisions, all of the things that we do, and it doesn't have to be all of them. I mean, you're human beings. I'm a human being. There can be obviously some instantaneous joy, but I think the more we start to implement investment into our lives, the concept of giving forward, the concept of giving in general, the more we're going to progress socioeconomically, socially, physically, mentally, whatever it is. An investment is incredibly important. And you get into this video is one of the greatest investments I would imagine you could probably make for your day. So I hope you find this interesting. Smash that thumbs up if you got anything out of it. Throw me some comments. I'm really trying to engage with you guys more and really try to understand, what is it in your life that you would like to get better? Why do you watch this video? I'm very curious. And I will respond to your comments. I'm genuinely trying to create a community of what I call catalysts, people in society that change things, change their own lives. That's presence matters to them and to the people around them. So actualize your potential catalyst. This world needs you. Take care.